So good evening, everyone. So we can start with the head coach. So the first question on Portugal. When do you think tomorrow? To what extent do you think the defeat with Spain affect the match tomorrow? Do you think this will affect the attitude and the play of Portugal? Well, Portugal is a team we know very well. We observed several matches of National League and qualification. It has a very specific identity. It tries to play under pressure in a vertical way by exploiting the features of its offensive players. I believe they will want separate much from their identity. Of course, there will be a reaction. It will be a different game. The approach will be different, but there is a lot of awareness from our side, and we know we are going to face a very respectful opponent. So, Laura, you admitted it at first. So you were quite emotional in the first half during the last match. So after this first game, do you feel a bit lighter, or I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel now about tomorrow? Well, for sure, the first game you always emotional. There are always many emotions, many expectations. Because of the previous period, we know we didn't play one of our best matches, especially in the first half, but the second half we gave our utmost, and so we crossed that wall. So we showed our qualities on the pitch. And for sure, tomorrow we are expecting a different match. Good evening, coach. How difficult was it to change the page? Because the match was very positive, especially for the first three scores. So you said that everything is in details. So how difficult was it to say, okay, so now we have to play another game? Well, I believe this started from the players, the girls. I found a very mature group in the first match. They are aware of what we are experiencing, and they are aware of the fact the wins come step by step. We always have to look forward. Of course, the last game, as you said, as we said, didn't express our best play, especially in the first half, but there are several situations which can lead to that. In the second half, our attitude, our approach was different. We occupied the field, the pitch in a different way, and sometimes the reconquest phase and possession phase are different. So Manuela, for example, in the first half, she was led out of the zone in order to be more numerous forward, and so she's very effective in those kind of situations. So as I was saying, everything was natural because this is something we are doing for a long time. We're trying to grow, and the players are aware of this. They know that if we want to get to the end, we have to work day by day. We have to optimize every movement we have, any training session we have. Laura, what kind of improvements can the national team have? Well, as I was saying, we come from a journey where we had to face different teams with different qualities, and in every match we were able to adjust, but especially we kept our approach, and we are aware of our internal human qualities, but especially technical and tactical qualities. Our players can give a completely different setting to the game. We are a chameleontic team, and so depending on our opponents, we can change our play, but we are also very close. We know that if we work together, we can achieve great results. So we always start from this, from what we have within, and then once we analyze and we are aware of what is within, we can work on what we might find outside, which we cannot control. Next questions.
Here in the middle. Thank you.
Grazie.
Thank you. Good evening, Coach. So my question is, we have already said that Portugal and Belgium are two different teams. Belgium is a more physical team, and in the previous game you chose to have Girelli play, and then Cambiaga, and there was also Cantore. So did you think about focusing on speed in the game against Portugal, because the two teams are very different? Well, these are assessments that I do in the analysis of the game plan. So as I said, there is a team that starts, and then a team that has to continue, and a team that has to end the game. So many assessments are made when you have to build a lineup for a match. Strategic aspects which concern what Laura was saying, so what we find outside, so an identity aspect we are putting forward, but also a forecast of what the pitch can tell us. And so we keep all the possibilities open to change and adjust. So these assessments are made. The players are they're very motivated, focused, and determined. We still have another training session, and so until the end, I will make my assessment. So a question to Laura. So if we observe Portugal, it is a team that didn't score much. So since April, it scored only 3 goals and never won. Of course, this number is very interesting to you. Is there any special situation you fear, or any player in the Portugal team that you fear the most? Well, personally, I never look at statistics. I don't even like to prepare the games too much by thinking of what I might find before me, because this might prevent me from reading and interpreting the match, because I expect something that doesn't happen. So beyond of the statistics you mentioned, to me the game tomorrow will be one of the most difficult games, because statistics tell you it will be the easiest one, and so mentally you risk getting into a sense of security that cannot be there. Portugal is unpredictable, is a very creative team, individual players are very strong, and you never know what to expect from them. And so consequently, for me, the most important thing tomorrow is to try and stick to the game, and try and lead the defense to prevent actions, because maybe they're not scoring much, but a lot depends on what the team does in advance. And then in terms of the individual players, well, they are really great, so we must never underestimate anyone. Any other questions? Yes, we have another question. So a question for both. Are you observing only the teams that are going to play against Italy, or also the other teams? Well, I am totally focused on us, on my players, to try and offer them the best conditions. Then, of course, if so, of course, there is a team that is there is the task to study the other teams and the other games, but we are focusing our energy on our group, our players.
Sì, noi seguiamo
Yes,
tutte le
we
partite, ci
follow
piace anche
all
guardarle
the
insieme.
matches. We also
È
like
un
to
momento
watch
per noi di
them all
aggregazione
together. It's an aggregation
devo dire
time for
che
us.
stiamo
And I have
vedendo
to say that
a
the
livello
level we
alto.
are
La
observing
partita di
is
ieri
a very
sera
high
ha
level.
portato
The game tomorrow, the
belle
game
sensazioni, delle belle emozioni, ma
yesterday
soprattutto
gave
abbiamo
us
visto
good
anche
emotions, but
quanta
we saw
diversità di
the
gioco
different
troveremo
play
e
that
stiamo
we
trovando nelle
can
nostre partite.
find
Quindi
and we are
al di là di
finding
tutto
in our journey. And so
credo
I
che
believe
seguire tutte
that
le partite sia
following
importante
all
anche
the
per vedere che
games is
cosa
very
portarsi a
important,
casa
even
da
to
quello
see
che
what you
troviamo in
can
TV.
take home from what you see in the other teams.
Non ci sono altre domande?
Do we
Possiamo
have other
liberare
questions? No more
Mister e Laura.
questions, so
Grazie.
we can release
Grazie.
head coach and Laura. Thank you.